Morning everyone, I thought I would do a curry today. That's what my kids are having. Excuse the light and any mess you see in the kitchen, as I always say to everyone. I am doing just a bog standard chicken curry, doing it slightly different today. So I've got plum tomatoes. Anyone that knows me knows that I use plum tomatoes just because I find they tend to not be as watery. Cannellini beans. Now I tried them last week and I did find they they actually worked really well, and they gave it more of a creamy consistency and a bit of added extra protein. Not many people know, well, I don't think anyone knows on my channel that I actually had gastric sleeve surgery, so I try and go for things that are higher protein, and just anytime I could get extra veggies and stuff into the kids, even better. Just one whole onion, some spinach, again, same old reason. These are a few of the spices that I've used in the spice mix. I've used some onion granules, I've used garlic granules, I've used paprika, I've used cumin. I did use garam masala and a few other ones that I've put back in my cupboard just because I didn't want to clutter up the place. Sorry, I paused it a little bit because my daughter walked in saying that she needed to get a coat. Funny enough, she's looked at the weather and realised it's cold. I've got this bag here. Now this, I don't use this very often, so if I do push it over by accident, please forgive me for it. I've used Patak's. This is just the curry paste. That is so that I can marinate this. So I'm going to marinate this, put it in the fridge, and I'm just going to leave that for a couple of hours in a zippy bag, just while I do that. Now bear with me while I pop everything in. Right, I've put the chicken in there. I had to do that off screen just because I do have a bit of an injury, so I can't use my other arm as well. So it's just easier to get help on that. I didn't actually tell you which Patak's one it was I used. It was just one of those, like the paste pots. Again, something quick, easy and simple. You could probably hear some whirring going on in the background. It's just that there, which is my Ninja. It's pre-cooking my chicken for the rest of the week. Anyone that sees me on my meal prep on my channel sees that I like to do that. So I'm just going to give it a scrunch up, and then that's going to go in the fridge, so I'll go get that done. Right, so I've done the chicken, I've marinated it all, it's gone in the fridge. I did have a little bit of a tidy up and put the pots away. Yeah, I kind of skirted over the whole gastric sleeve thing, obviously. Just, I haven't mentioned it really in my channel just because I've been trying to sort of like focus on family meals and things. I do tend to eat with the family, but a few times you'll notice in my videos I say that I'll have my dinner later. It's either because I'm having something else, or I'm just going to have mine a little bit later because I'm already full and other different issues. If you would like me to show you some of the things that I make for my gastric sleeve journey, I can do that as well on my channel. If not, I can stick to the family meals. Just please let me know in the comments, it'd be quite nice. I don't get a lot of comments, so it is quite nice when I get them, something for me to read. So I'm going to just start off with, a bit of spinach running off. I'm going to start off just with my onions, throwing them in. Yeah, I'm about, how long now? I think it's 8 months next week for my journey, so still in the new stages. I'm not by any chance a master of the sleeve or anything, but I just go as I go and try and make sure that I'm feeding everyone else in the process. Throw in my spinach, again, added extra veggies. If you don't want to add the veggies in, or you've got kids that don't like it when it goes green, or they don't like the bitty bits, you can leave it out, that's absolutely fine, you don't have to. Again, plum tomatoes for the reasons I said, just throwing them in. I might throw in a little bit of extra water later. I will decide that a little bit later. I'm not going to decide it now just because by the time it sort of whirs around and does its thing, sometimes it lets out more water, so you don't want it to be sloppy. I'd rather add more water than have to thicken it up. Again, cannellini beans, they do thicken it up, they do give that creamy texture. I noticed last week in the one that I did last week. I didn't video it just in case it all went Pete Tong, and obviously it wouldn't have been very good for you to just see a sloppy mess. Well, I suppose it would have been realistic, but anyway, I do tend to waffle slightly, so this is probably why I don't tend to do a lot of voiceovers, and I do generally just tend to put the music with it. So if you would prefer the music on there and you prefer me to shut up, let me know. If you would prefer me to talk through my videos again, just let me know. I did make my little spice mix in here. I'm not going to add all of it. I'm probably going to add about half, just because I've got the curry paste already, so I don't want it to be overly curry. I don't think you can get it overly curry in a curry, but So that's in there, just a little bit of spice in that, and then I shall stick that in my Ninja. Bear with. Right. So that's in the Ninja. The Ninja is actually turned on, which makes a change. Normally I forget and then I have to remember the buttons. Let me have a look. It's not turned on, bear with me. It's my other machine. So I do apologise. You're just listening to me kind of clattering around in my kitchen. It's not a very big kitchen, so we're at the mercy of whatever plugs we've got. There we go. So turn it on. Again, you've got all your different sections. You do have your sauce function, but my kids don't like that one, so I do mine under smooth soup. Gonna leave that, do that for half an hour. Again, this is the chicken that I've got going. That's what you can hear in the background. So yeah, we'll come back and we'll see how it goes. Right, now it's been a few hours, sorry, welcome back. As you can see, I have let this cool down, so you can see the consistency of my curry sauce. Nice and thick, means that when I add the chicken and stuff to it, it's going to be fine. And then I've got my bag of chicken that I was pre-marinating earlier. So stick that in. There we go. I'll probably squeeze the rest of that out in a bit. And then I'm going to add this curry sauce to it. Again, you'll see when I pour it out just how thick this sauce is. I am going to use the whole lot because we do like it to be quite sauce forward in this family. I'm just pouring it in. I'll scoop out the rest of that lot in a bit. And then all I'm going to do is remember to turn it on for one. I'm going to pop that one on there, turn the speedy to the quick setting. I'm already set on speedy, so I'm going to go to 165 because I don't want it to be too hot. I'm going to go to just 15 minutes and I'll be back. Right, and that's all done now. I've just taken it out. As you can see, it was very sauce forward. We're probably not going to use all of the sauce, but hubby might do. You never know, he is a bit of a sauce fiend. You can see all that. I've got a few of these. Got them from Morrison's. They're like the chicken samosas, and these are just from Costco. They're the duck spring rolls. I'm going to serve it up and I'll show you what it's like all done. There it is all done. Family meal, nice curry.